Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Blueprints. I have been drafting a couple of days trying to get treasure maps without much luck, but I did manage to tunnel out the back of the house, and here's a more Jai box. What do we got? We got orange, and we have the ability to rotate as well as move things around. That seems pretty good. From here, I guess I could rotate you around and then rotate this like this. And that would solve the bottom ones. And then if I wanted to solve the top one, I suppose I could just do this and then this. Yeah, that would work. I guess it's just allowance token? Yeah, I will take it. My allowance has been raised. And I'm also trying to draft a mailroom so that I can see if my trophy of sweepstakes or whatever it's called has come in. So I'll bring you back if I manage to get that. Aha, the mailroom has come up. Let's see if by any chance, there's a trophy in here for me. Da-da-da-da! The trophy of drafting for winning the drafting sweepstakes. Neat. Okay, cool. And let's see. I can click on it. Drafting sweepstakes. Dead end contest. You won the grand prize of our annual October issue, drafting 24 dead end rooms. Securing my name in the history books. A prize check for 200 gold. Pay to the amount of Simon P. Jones. And it's got a bunch of numbers on it. And it's got Drax's, of course. And if I click on it, it gives me the money. And it shows me the new record, 24. Nice. Okay. That's cool and fun. I'm happy to have that. And I'm going ahead and importing my Dare and Curse trophies on the terminal in the Blackbridge Grotto as well. And I do have a trophy room, and so we can go inspect and see how we're doing. So at this point, the only trophies I am missing are the Day 1 trophy, the Trophy of Speed, and then the Trophies of Trophies that you get for having all the other trophies. And Day 1 and Trophy of Speed, if I succeeded it, will probably be happening at the same time. But here's what the trophy case looks like right now. Looking great. And that was another Architect's Hotel of the Dead. Still had 14 dead-end rooms without even trying. I'm trying to start using the conservatory again to reconfigure my rooms to get a few of the dead-end rooms to be a little less likely. But so far haven't had much luck. It is the next day, and I found a treasure map. So unfortunately, the room I really want is the bedroom, which I think is currently rare. But that is... Let me look at the treasure map again. Was that the fifth one up? Yes, fifth one up on the right. So I could try to draft it close to last, maybe? Let me see what I can work out. Oh hey, the treasure trove. I could use the scepter to help draw the bedroom. But let's wait until I've drawn out the rest of the house. I think that seems like a plan. I have the steps that I could then walk back here. Yeah. Okay, I've got a plan. Okay, so the closed exhibit will get me over to where I need to be. So we're going to try to draw the bedroom out of that door. But we will do it after we have used up all our other rooms. And so over here, I don't think it matters what I take. I guess dead ends, like that'll just help me for tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and grab that out of the pool. And not that I need this, but I'll grab it. And then I've got a couple more rooms in the south end of the house I can grab. And so over here, we're just trying to take rooms out of the pool, and then I'm going to go grab the scepter. Okay, so the dark room would take rooms out of the pool, and I just have to make sure I don't draft the bedroom, which I don't have a utility closet, do I? I don't want to accidentally draft the bedroom in the corner, and I have plenty of rerolls, so what I should do is just spend one here to get the spare servants' quarters. Yeah, and that's also a bedroom that's coming out of the pool, which will make it when I choose bedrooms. I don't need these keys. Why am I taking them? That'll be more likely. And then dormitory or bunk room are also both great. I think they're roughly equally common. I'll take the dorm for now. And it'll give me some steps by walking in here, so why not? And maybe I'll get some dice. I was hoping for dice, because I can only use 8 gems at a time for rerolls. Okay, so now I'm going to go up to the corner, grab the scepter, ask for purple rooms, and then go try to draft the bedroom there so that we can use the treasure map to dig up a secret treasure in the bedroom. Okay, so scepter. I am grabbing royal scepter. Choose a color. 4 plans are more common. So I want purple so that I can try to get the bedroom. Bedrooms are more common. Confirm. Great. Okay, and so the treasure map leads to the room in front of us, and my understanding is a treasure map in the bedroom gets us something special. So let's get the bedroom. Bedroom. First try. It's just that easy. Okay, bedroom. Show me the treasure map. Give me the treasure map prompt. Why am I not getting the treasure map prompt? Here we go. Treasure map. This looks like the spot. Time to start digging. I see. So like it's like the finger is like pointing right down at it. And we discover, after a whole lot of digging, something unusual. Okay. Neat. Is that the only thing that's down there? Looks like it. Barren Bafflers, April 6th by Herbert S. Sinclair. Directions, each clue is a hint for 2 different words. The word below, the long word, and a second smaller word found within that word, the small word. Each letter in the small word will be included in the next clue's long word. Lastly, the first letters of each small word forms this week's solution, a member of the 6th clue. Okay. Kept behind locked doors. Not sure offhand. Can affect one greatly when made by someone with a strong spirit. Can affect one greatly when made by someone with a strong spirit. Not sure what we're going for there either. Make the validity of a statement clear. The validity. Makes the validity of a statement clear. I feel like I should be able to come up with a word for that, but I'm not. It is past 4 in the morning when I'm recording today for reasons. So maybe my brain is not in the best headspace to work on this right at this moment. On a certain scale, this is very hot. On a certain scale, this is very hot. The sun is very hot. S-U-N. Is there anything else that ends in S-U-N that's also very hot? Maybe. Informs you that there's no school today. The news, the snow, the fact that it's a Saturday, the radio. Not sure what we're looking for there. And a group composed of members that have similar characteristics. And the first letter of each small word is going to form a solution who's going to be a member of the group of members that have similar characteristics. Um, yeah, I think I'm going to have to think about these for a bit on my own. But I'm very happy to finally have them. Also, I have a magnifying glass. What are the chances that there's anything worth magnifying in here? Honestly, I think they're probably not very large, but I'm definitely going to look. Okay, I did not spy anything special with the Baron Bafflers. It's just information. Obviously, I'll have the screenshot now. And so, with that, have I done everything I need to do today? I think so. I have 111 steps. How perfect. 111. I finally found the Baron Bafflers on day 262. Yikes. I can't remember if I mentioned it already. I have crossed 200 hours of game time according to Steam, and one can only posit, one can only imagine how many hours I have spent like outside of the game, just like looking through my notes and screenshots and things. In Marion Marigold's A New Clue draft that we found in the tomb, under beds had an X. This looks a little bit like an X, but the treasure looks like this, and this is like under the bed in the bedroom, or it's not under the bed really, but it's like in the bedroom under beds. She said under beds and in nooks. Probably edited in a screenshot of that particular page of the document that I'm referring to. So a nook is another place that I want to make sure I try digging up a treasure chest treasure. I also understand there might be something in the pool that's interesting. I want to try the attic, and I can't remember if there's any other rooms that I want to dig up treasures from. But I think actually this Royal Scepter thing to help ensure that I get the room that I'm looking for could work out really well. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get those rooms. Okay, I'm going to call it in the day in the break room so that I lose the scepter again. And yeah, probably take a break and finish this recording later. Day 263. It is a fresh day in real life for Brian. Since the last segment, I spent, I think, about 3 hours trying to solve the Baron Bafflers. And I mean, I wasn't spending all my time on it. I was watching a stream, but I did have like a thesaurus in my regular expression English word tool out to try to help me out to solve things, and I did force myself to try to find at least two plausible guesses for each of the clues. But in the end, I could not solve it, and so I decided to just look up the answer. And so in a moment, I'll read aloud the answers. If you want to try it yourself, by all means, pause the video and try it yourself. I think it's pretty hard. Like, I fancy myself pretty good at these types of like crosswordy, cryptic word game kind of clue things or whatever. But in any case, before I show all the answers on the screen, I'll read them one at a time because the answer to number one kind of helps you with some of the letters to number two, and the answer to number two helps you with some of the letters to number three, etc. And so when I did look them up, I actually did just look up the answer to number one and try again to solve number two, and just look up the answer to number two and try to solve number three. But until I had the first five, I didn't get any of them or whatever, but then after I had the first five, I was able to solve the sixth one. So in any case, the answers are inmate for number one, martini for number two, notary for number three, molten for number four, notice for number five, and insect for number six. And so here they all are on the screen. And other than being a fun puzzle, like maybe this will hook into some other puzzle or maybe it won't, apparently the solution is mantis, mantis, the first letters of each of the six short words, which is an insect. But I don't know that it like has any greater meaning in this game, or maybe it's connected to some other puzzle somehow, or who knows. but it might just be for fun. I can imagine that as well, as an example of the Baron Baffler's column that Sinclair would write. Also, the date is noteworthy. It's April 6th, which is 4-6, which could be 46 or 64, depending upon if you're doing month-day or day-month kind of date formats or whatever. And, we know that in this world, 8 is a sacred number, and 8 squared is 64, and if you reverse the digits, it's 46 is like a more perfect form of the sacred number 8 or something. And so it's kind of appropriate that that ends up being the date on this somehow. In any case, yeah, there's a number of other places that I'd like to dig up treasure maps. It's probably going to take me a lot of days in order to actually make it work out. And in the meantime, there's a couple more things that I want to try to find. So I'll see you as I do some editing on the next few days. So one of the timeline things that I needed to correct because they changed it in an update was the shelter letter, red letter number 7. Used to say in those events 6 years ago, 6 being a numeral, and now says in those events 4 years ago, 4 being typed out. So this changes. This would now be a red letter that was written in like 1991 or so, rather than 93. And I haven't figured out exactly what that means for the rest of my timeline yet. I've kind of been working under the assumption, which may or may not be a good one, that the red letters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are in the order in which they were either like written or received. But 6 and 7 have been kind of hard to piece in, and this might actually make things more constrained. I'll have to think about it. But in any case, I have the updated screenshot of this now, so that's very helpful. This is odd. Is this a bug? The boiler room's facing this way. If I rotate it, then it's facing this way. There's a third direction it can face, but it's only rotating in between these two. I think that is a bug. I think it's usually the case that T-shaped rooms rotate all 3 ways. How strange. It's the next day, and I just got a treasure map, once again, to the 5th on the right. And I haven't drafted much of the house, but I already have lots of re-rolling power. And so pool, attic, and nook are all rooms that I want to try treasure maps into, and possibly eventually mechanarium and ballroom. But pool, attic, and nook are what I'm going to go for. Attic should be really easy to get up there. I think I'm going to go for it next. That said, I am going to need to find a shovel as well. So let's make sure I can pull that off. Well, the shovel problem has been solved, so hooray for that. Okay, so here we go. Drawing the attic here should be trivial, and I have lots of rerolls. So let's do some rerolling. I guess if I got the pool or the nook, I guess I would take them too. But let's just get the attic. I'm saying it should be trivial. There's the pool. And I'd heard there was something in this room as well. So let's take the pool. We can do the attic another day. So, treasure map. Should activate in here somewhere. I guess we'll get to it in a moment. First I will take my... Not sure why I'm taking these things. So where's the treasure map going to activate in this room? It is here, right? Yeah, it should be here. Do I need it filled with water? That seems unlikely to me. But I'm not seeing a treasure map activation. Did I misread my map? There we go, treasure map. This looks like the spot. Time to start digging. What will I find? I found coffers, but also looks like something's on the ground there. Okay, I got items. Nice, sure. What am I looking at here? Like there's just this weird 4x4 thing, but I don't know that it's anything. Oh, I cannot, I can't walk in the hole. That's interesting. But I can kind of walk around it. I could fall down in the pool. From the side of the pool, I don't know that I see anything. I don't know that this is as interesting as I was hoping that it would be. I'm trying to look and see if I could see anything different. I don't remember where it was that I heard that the pool was an interesting thing to dig. If there were water in the pool, would it have changed anything? Maybe? Alright, well, that's another treasure map knocked out. I guess at this point... there's a couple of things that I could do that might help me for tomorrow. I don't think you can coat check a treasure map. Like, you can coat check it, but I don't think it works the next day. And so I wonder if I should just go back to the break room and call it a day, or if there's anything else useful that I could do to help me for tomorrow. Why don't I coat check a shovel? Because if I'm doing all these things, that will just help ensure that I'm able to dig up once I do find a treasure map. That seems like a good idea. This run is going badly without a treasure map, and so I'm wondering if I check a prism key, then on the next day, can I get a second prism key out of the planetarium? I'm curious about that, so let's just go ahead and call it a day right now. Planetarium's one of my most common rooms, so I should be able to draw it right out of the start. So yeah, at this point, even if I drew a treasure map, it'd probably be to a room I already had, and I would be able to select the room that I want. And I need to do some conservatorying still. Like the Nook, I think, is currently a rare room, so it's going to be hard to draw, even with a scepter or something. So I kind of want to pass some more days in order to get that going. But let's see if I get Planetarium just right off the bat here. And if I do, let's see what key is inside of it. I didn't get it right off the bat. Okay, here's my planetarium. And so in the planetarium, there is a prism key here. Okay, so you can get more than one prism key in your inventory at once. I was not sure that that was possible. Got an experiment where eating apples gives me observatory stars, so that's nice. And I don't have a sledgehammer yet, and I don't have a key. So I'll have to come back there to see if there might be a treasure map inside that chest. Hey, I got the twins, though. So 2 trunks appear at the entrance hall. So I've already got 3 trunks here in the first 3 ranks of the house that might contain treasure maps. I actually need the keys. I haven't done one of these break room puzzles in a while. It's getting kind of crazy. So this is 1, plus 2 is 3, plus 1 is 4, plus 8 are 12, times 5 divided by 2 are 6 times 5 is 30. Then minus 1 is 29, minus 18 is 11, minus 1 is 10, squared is 100, divided by 1 is 100, divided by 2 is 50, divided by half of 5, 2.5, would be 10, but 20. Alright. Well, it was worth it. I got the keys I need, so I can go open my, chest-a-majiggers. Let's just make sure there isn't like a commissary who's selling a, oh, I have to spend the key here? Let's not spend the keys yet. A commissary spelling a sledgehammer could do me a lot of good. Let's take a peek over here in case I get lucky. Anywhere else I can get a sledgehammer? Workshop, perhaps? I might find one in a closet. Okay, we'll just spend the keys. I got a key out of the closet. Got some rerolls, so that's not useful to me. We got 2 more chests at the entrance hall. So let's see if either of them contain my treasure map. And if not, hopefully some more keys. There's a treasure map, nice. And the compass, I think, will help me out. Treasure map is pointing way up there. Okay. So I need to hold on to my attic until way up there. I should be able to do that. And then just make sure I don't do something foolish that ends the run. I do have a study, and so the gems will help with rerolls. And the house, it's not in awful shape, so I should be able to make this work. There's my coat check with the other prism key. I am not going to take it, but it's there. And so if I need to spend a prism key at some point to get something, let's see, the attic is a blue room, but I can't prism from blue to blue. So yeah, basically I need to... The attic's common, so that one will be easy to get. So I don't need to draw out much of the house. I can even come out of the foundation and go get it. Yeah, okay, this actually should be really straightforward to do. Oh, but I do still need a shovel, which I don't currently have. Okay, good thing that I thought of that. So let's make sure we get a shovel somehow, somewhere. Something, dark side. And a moment later, I find the commissary, and it's selling shovels. Okay, great. And it's also selling tons of gems. Okay, now we're in excellent shape once again. Okay, I exited the house to come up through the foundation. And so, I have keys. I just need to get something that points to the left. And ideally doesn't cost me any resources, so conference room sounds great. And then attic should be pretty common, and I have 11 rerolls available, but let's just see if we can pull one more thing out of the pool. So let's just throw down a walk-in closet over here. I don't need to pick up all these items. I don't know why I'm grabbing them. I can't help myself. Somebody stop me. But I should easily be able to draw an attic here. I'm just double checking that I'm in the correct spot. So, attic. Only the attic. We only want the attic. There we go. Attic. Great. So, I should be able to use a treasure map in here somewhere. And after I do this, do I care about any of the other items in here? I don't think I do. Sledgehammer, just in case I decide I want to play out any of the run for any reason. So, treasure map? There we go. Treasure map. This looks like the spot. Time to start digging. Where exactly is the spot? It is here. Okay. In the sunlight bit of the attic, we're just going to dig through the attic and fall into the house, I imagine. This should be fun. I can't wait to see what happens. Here we go. Coffers of Mount Holly. Oh, maybe I only fall if I actually step over that hole now. So I can still walk around here and pick up items, sure. But suppose I fall? Oh, I can't even fall into it? Oh, really? I thought for sure there's going to be like a silly falling animation and I would like fall down the stairs or something. But apparently that's not the case. And is there anything else that I can see hidden under the attic floorboards or anything? From any angle? No. Darn. Okay, and I really thought that in the... I mean, sometimes there's stuff in game trailers that don't actually exist in the game, sometimes, I think. But I thought there was something in the game trailer that looked like the player, like, falling through splintered bits of wood. And so I thought this was going to be the spot. It's really interesting how the light is kind of perfectly framing this area, too. Is there anything else to see in this wood? Like, why? My player character Oh, interesting. I can't obscure the light here. Even though I don't have, like, any visible body, I can never see myself in a mirror. Not that you can see anything in the mirrors in this game. But I can obscure the light that's coming in through the window. But I don't think I see anything in the wood down here. Like, there's some funny shaped planks with scratches on them or whatever, but none of it looks like any of the other types of woody types of things that I've been trying to, I'm going to use the words decode, but I think it's a bit of a stretch to even say that. Like, have conspiracy theories about. Okay, well, darn. I thought that something else was going to happen here and it didn't happen. But now I know. Just out of curiosity, I drew the coat check, and so here's what it's like to have 2 prism keys in your inventory at once. Oh, interesting. The Baron's bafflers in the bedroom stays dug up forever. I've got an interesting run here going where I have a treasure map that points to this room right here, where I think I could get the mechanarium, which is another room that I want to check out. So, gonna try to make that happen. Utility closet, sure, I can go ahead and get that out of the pool. But I've just about drafted out the rest of the house. I've dug up so much trash for my experiments. Successful triggers 5? I thought I'd got more than that. In any case, there'll be a bunch of chests at the entrance hall. Okay, this is an interesting one. I actually want to draw the Cloister of Draxus, but then not go in there. Actually, I do want to go in because I might dig up some more trash, which could get me some more ivory dice in the entrance hall before I swing around to finally try to get the mechanarium in the treasure spot. So, yeah, there's some more trash. Great, experiment successful. Okay. So now I have to take a long trek back out of the house and back into the front door. It's kind of a funny story because I had exited out of the house to go up through the foundation originally and had gone out to the outer room to get the root cellar because I was down to like 15 steps. And I was like, I'll just dig up some turnips. And I dug up, I think, maybe 10 consecutive, maybe even like 15 consecutive dirt piles without ever getting any... I'm never going to need this money for anything. Without getting any turnips. And my steps were down really super duper low. And then finally I got the kitchen and was able to buy myself some steps up here before I ran out of steps drafting the house. And I do have the secret garden. So I guess that was all of my 5 chest-a-majiggers. So there should be a bunch of fruit in here for me, so I don't have to worry about steps anymore. And I don't even have to swing by the dining room now. And so to get up to... I want to go to the closed exhibit to try to draft the mechanarium. Nah, what the heck. If we're going to have too many steps, we might as well have way too many steps. So, there we go. After being tragically low on steps, I have 107 of them again to finish off the day. I've only got 10 rerolls, which I'm not sure is going to be enough for the mechanarium. I do have the solarium, which should help with its rarity. And we are in an interior room, which I think should help. But I maybe foolishly took the root cellar when I could have gone for the trading or the tool shed and hoped to get the mechanical wrench or whatever to make the mechanarium more likely, but we'll see if we can just manage to pull it off. This is one of the rooms I had on my list to investigate. Treasure maps. Oh, the Nook is one too, though. Because in Marion Marigold's... the Nook I could get inside the house, and the mechanarium I can't. Underbeds and nooks was one of the things. Yeah, I'm going to risk passing up the Nook to go for the Mechanarium, because the Mechanarium, it's rare to get a treasure chest that's in the interior of the house, where I could actually draw the Mechanarium. Oh, and I've got observatory stars. I can, like, redraw to my heart's content, probably. I don't know if the room is entirely surrounded. I don't know if that makes the Mechanarium impossible to draw. I didn't really think about that. So how many stars am I willing to expend in the hopes of drawing the Mechanarium? I have 166. I guess I'm willing to go down to... There's the Mechanarium. 165, apparently. Okay, so, Mechanarium. This is the room I really wanted. We'll go after the Nook another time. So, treasure map. There's the N on the ceiling. And so, looks like the spot. Time to start digging. It seems to have a glass floor, and there's like mechanical things going on in here. And so I'm curious to see what this is going to look like, and if it stops the cogs from turning. Alright, I still hear the sound effects. We just got coffers. It contained 8 gems, sure. Oh, and it was like there was a, what do you call it in the street when there's like a, not a sewer grate cover, but a manhole cover? Yeah, manhole cover. That I guess was inside this cog, but we cracked the glass floor. It's still turning up top, but we did break the gearing mechanisms in the bottom. And I don't think there's any interesting patterns or anything interesting necessarily to see in the floor here. These gears are still spinning on the outside. Yeah, they're spinning slowly. Okay, and yeah, I can see them spinning through the crack in the glass. Okay, that's what I set out to do, and I managed to do it. Despite a very lengthy run. Okay, I still want to dig up the Nook at some point, but at this point I think I've recorded enough for this episode. So I am going to say that I hope as always that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more blueprints, where I think now that I've done these things, it's time for me to take another step back and think about the big picture, and think about if there's any other puzzles that I really think might currently exist in the game that I'm capable of solving. As well as, I think I've got all my timeline corrections now, so maybe what I need to do is really just work on the timeline and try to put together the full timeline of the game and like make some kind of lore video about that or something, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what I'm in the mood to do and what I have the time to do over the next few days. In any case, 34 excavated dig spots, and I think I dug 1 turnip the whole time. It was after I got the kitchen, but I was so desperate for food. 34 dig spots and 1 turnip. Amazing. Okay, in any case, I hope as always that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with more blueprints. For now, bye-bye.